Welcome into WHAS11 News at noon. I'm Jim Stratman. Thanks for joining us today on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And Sam, it is frigid outside. If you've been outside today, go back in there. It is too cold right now.
Yeah, Jim, today's one of those days to make sure hot chocolate's your best friend. Have the hat and the mittens packed with you. We have been noticing temperatures staying extremely cold as the Arctic cold front has moved through. Temperatures earlier this morning on MLK Day falling well into the single digits, 2 degrees in LaGrange this morning. Madison at 3, Bedford to French Lick at 1 degree, and Elizabethtown fell down to 0 degrees early this morning. As we get into the remainder of the day today, we're going to be seeing temperatures stay above 0, but we're going to be in an ice box because we're barely managing to make our way into the lower teens so far. We have some upper single digits found across the Bedford and Mitchell area. Paoli at 9 right now, and E-Town also sitting at 9 degrees. Now, there is kind of a west breeze outside, bringing in some wind chills, dipping down actually below 0 in a couple of locations. We're at 5 for the wind chill in Louisville, -1 in portions of Lawrence County, -1 in Jasper, and 9 for the wind chill in Elizabethtown. The next 12 hours do bring in some rounds of sun basically until about 5:50 this evening, then giving way to a cold, another frigid night ahead of us. We're actually going to be seeing a few more clouds roll through tonight, so temperatures I do think will be a little warmer tonight, but still staying very cold. So in a few minutes, I'm going to be talking more about when exactly this frigid cold air locked in our area will be coming to a close by the end of the weekend. I'm also talking about a snow flurry chance early tomorrow morning. Jim, the full forecast straight ahead.
Thank you very much, Sam. We'll check back in with you in a little bit. It is Inauguration Day in Washington, D.C. as President Trump returns to the Oval Office. Seconds ago, Trump taking the oath of office inside the Capitol Rotunda after the bitter cold forced the ceremony indoors. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington.
Inauguration Day starting at St. John's Episcopal Church, where every president since James Madison has attended services. The Bidens then welcoming the Trumps back to the White House. This long-standing tradition did not happen 4 years ago when Biden won the election. The inauguration happening inside the Capitol Rotunda, below freezing temperatures, moving the ceremony inside for the first time in 40 years. A smaller guest list created for the smaller venue, all living former presidents attending. On Trump's first day back in office, he is set to sign a series of executive actions focusing on immigration reform. Trump holding a rally in Washington last night.
By the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders will have come to a halt, and all the illegal border trespassers will in some form or another be on their way back home.
In the final hours of Biden's presidency, Biden issuing preemptive pardons for Dr. Anthony Fauci, General Mark Milley, and the January 6th committee members. They are seen as potential targets of the Trump administration. Trump's team responding.
I really don't care about Joe Biden anymore. This is about the plan of action that President Trump is going to start implementing starting today, and that starts at 12:01 p.m.
Trump has repeatedly vowed retribution on his political enemies, saying his success will be his retribution. Biden says the pardons do not mean the group did anything wrong. Perry Russum, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
The popular app TikTok is back online after a brief disruption yesterday. On Sunday, the app started restoring services after President-elect Trump announced plans to extend the deadlines on restrictions. Late Saturday night, TikTok shut down the app for the 170 million U.S. users hours before its ban took effect. At a pre-inauguration rally yesterday, Trump promised to delay the ban's enforcement by signing an executive order when he takes office.
So I said, I'll approve, but let the United States of America own 50% of TikTok. I'm approving on behalf of the United States. So they'll have a partner, the United States, and they'll have a lot of bidders, and the United States will do what we call a joint venture.
As of now, TikTok is only available to those who already have it downloaded. Both Google and Apple removed it from the digital stores, complying with the ban. TikTok says it looks forward to working with Trump on a long-term solution. A crash involving a TARC bus in the St. Denis neighborhood killed one person and left another in the hospital. According to the police, it happened on Rockford Lane just before 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Officers found a car had crashed into that TARC bus. 2 people were extracted from the car with severe injuries. Both were taken to the hospital where the passenger later died. The driver of the car remains in serious condition. Kentucky State Police are investigating a crash in Brandenburg that killed a child. KSP says on Saturday, a driver was turning from KY 313 onto River Ridge Plaza when he turned into the path of a dump truck. The driver and his juvenile passenger both were not wearing a seatbelt at the time. Both were taken to the Harrison County Hospital in Corydon, Indiana, where the child died. The driver of the dump truck stayed on the scene and is working with police. If your commute takes you through Old Louisville, get ready for some detours. Today, the Louisville Water Company is starting work in that area. The intersection of Oak and Brook Streets will close for about 5 to 6 weeks while crews work on a 130-year-old water main as part of the Oak Street project. Louisville Water says the project will improve the overall reliability of the water supply. Detour signs will be in place to help drivers navigate that closure. And it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. To honor his legacy, local church leaders and civil rights activists have a week full of events planned.
Justice becomes the norm. There is still work to do.
Louisville's annual Keepers of the Dream celebration took place last night at the Kentucky Center for the Performing Arts. The event recognized several community leaders for making a difference in continuing the work of Dr. King. JCPS School Board Chair and pastor of Burnett Avenue Baptist Church, Reverend Dr. Corey Scholl, was one of those who received the Freedom Award. It's given to those who exemplify the ideals of King's vision.
I hope to be a bridge. So I was blessed to be mentored by many from that generation. And I hope to take what they have taught me, use it in the work that I do, but also pass it on to the next generation so that the work for justice and equity can continue on into the future.
In his acceptance speech, Scholl said the work is far from over, vowing to continue closing opportunity gaps, reforming policy or policing, and fighting for justice in Louisville. Joanne James also received a Freedom Award for her dedication to education and civil rights.